It gets dark really quick when we talk about Zendaya, but let's try to keep things light here at Movie Knowledge. I think at a certain point you got to start looking at different people in her life and who could possibly be perhaps misguiding her. I don't want to be that guy that brings up Tom Holland, but I feel like it's the elephant in the room. They are newlywed. By the way, let's talk about that wedding for a second. What a fantastic venue that looked like a tropical location. I was thinking possibly Fiji or the Bahamas.
First thing I thought was probably like Lake Erie or one of the Great Lakes. That wedding looked absolutely beautiful. Those pictures are stunning. I'd recommend anybody look them up who hasn't seen them, but I'd like to be the guy to point that finger. I think you're onto something here. When you look at her career before Tom Holland, the golden age of Zendaya, Shake It Up Chicago, Zapped was iconic.
Frenemies, Casey Undercover.
Even as late as Space Jam, she had a role as Luna Bunny in that, and I thought that was probably her best.
Fantastic. I thought Don Cheadle was robbed for Best Supporting Actor that year for his work as the evil AI.
I completely agree. Once the relationship with Tom Holland starts ramping up is really when things start to go off the rails. The Luca project that she was in,
Challengers, yeah, flop.
Challengers, yeah.
Mike Faced.
And again, we said we wouldn't talk about the drama, so we'll give that a pass. Dune movies are one thing. The Spider-Man movies, I mean, they're Marvel, but they're not the strongest link in the Marvel chain. You look at what Marvel's putting out today, and it's their best stuff is not Spider-Man, I'll tell you that. And then you just look at this year, the year that the two have finally gotten married and tied the knot, and it's looking like it's probably going to be the worst one yet. Is this her being distracted by the relationship? Is this maybe her taking advice from Tom? Because again, Tom's not exactly a paragon of how to make it in Hollywood either.
I didn't want to point the finger, but I'm pointing the finger now. Tom Holland is the last person you want to take career advice from. The fact that a Chaos Walking 4 isn't coming out this year is asinine. It's beyond me. He should be making sure these sequels happen. That should be a top priority for especially him. He's in the Odyssey this summer, for God's sake.
I would also make the argument that Uncharted 2 should have happened probably a while ago. I mean,
very knowledgeable point, although I will say Mark Wahlberg is very busy. He's putting out a lot of absolute masterpieces lately. He's probably working on Father Stew 2 at the moment, so he might be a little busy, but that's a very worthwhile, knowledgeable mention.
The point is, Tom Holland is a problem. The wedding photos look beautiful, good on them, but at the same time, she's got to keep enough distance to be able to make a career for herself as well, because after this year, I'm worried that will she even have one?